Hey everyone, welcome to Substack Coach. I have not done a video tutorial for quite some time, but Substack just updated the website editor, and the updates are pretty cool, but it really kind of changed around the layout and even what things are called compared to what they used to be called with the old layout. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a video tour of the new website editor. I actually really like it so far. It has more options. It has better capabilities with word marks, logos, and things like that. So I think you'll like it too, but let's just do a tour and you can see how it looks and what you think. All right, so starting from the homepage of my dashboard on Substack Coach, on the left side menu, you can see there is website editor right here on the left. You can also get to this from your settings and clicking on website, and then go to website theme editor. Same button as before. So this is where it starts to look a little bit different. On the left side menu, we have the different parts of the home page that I have already set up that used to be called other things previously. We did not have posts and modules. We had grid or list, things like that. So it looks a little bit different here, but I will walk through it and you'll be able to see how it all comes together. So first of all, I have my home page here, and this home page tab is where you'll find your overall background color, your accent, and then your typography. So for my post titles specifically, I can choose different things, and you can see that even just hovering over them now, you can see the different options that each one does in real time. So I'm going to leave this set here. Now I do have my custom layout turned on, which I believe you still need to check it on if you haven't already in order to see all of the other extra items here. I don't want to uncheck mine just to see what will happen. Okay. Here again, background colors, it's now easier to put in the custom color, and same with the accent color as well. And then next up, there's two different ways you can do this. You can click through on this side to add or edit different things here that I've already got here, or I can click right in the preview screen, which never used to be an option, and click to edit this specific section. And you can see it changes on the left. I'm now in the header, and header is new. Used to be you could just upload the word mark, it would put it in, and that's what you were left with. And now we have some different options. So I have my logo, I have my word mark. I can change the layout here, so I can do a wide. So it starts with standard, where the menu options are beneath the word mark. Wide puts the menu options above. We can do a hamburger, and then you have all of your menu options are now in the hamburger menu beside your logo. And then we can do inline, where we have the word mark kind of squishes over and the menu options go beside it, but you can see it cuts off the amount of menu options that I have and just puts it under a little more drop down. So it's a little more website looking. If you've built websites with WordPress, and especially if you use Elementor, this reminds me a lot of Elementor. I'm going to stick with the standard for now. Now we can now change the color background of just the header, which is kind of cool. So I am going to play with that a bit and put in my custom color that I use. Like that. And we're going to save that. You can see that kind of doesn't look very good with my word mark. So I'm going to remove this one. And it automatically updates to white writing, which is cool. It will always put in the title of your Substack even without a word mark. Word marks are totally optional, but I did change mine here, so I'm going to put that in. So now it's just a simple Substack Coach. Now with this word mark, I could, because it's shorter, I could even consider doing this inline like this. That actually looks kind of cool, but I do like having my logo there, and I do like having the Substack layout rather than the website layout. Actually, I'm a little bit torn, but I'm going to leave it like this for now. And with each section that you work in, you do need to save everything. As soon as you move something, that section needs to be saved before you move on. Okay, so now I'm going to click into this section here, and you can see I'm now in the hero. So this wasn't always called the hero, and I'm just trying to remember what it was called before. I think it was called the header before, and now it's called the hero. So this is where we still have the same options. They're on the right hand side now. So you can still do feature, newspaper, magazine, media feature, highlight, and then you have a couple options if you're doing a podcast, left aligned and centered. So I'm going to actually switch mine to media feature. This is my single pinned post that I already have, that I always have pinned front and center. And let's see if I want this. Yeah, let's save that. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so now I have edited my header. If you notice that you only have the front, this one section at the top, and you don't have any options here and you can't add anything, it's simply because you don't have enough posts yet to fill the bottom section. Once you have enough posts on your homepage, this next section will appear automatically, and then you will be able to do the custom body layout and add the extra pieces to your homepage. Now I can just scroll down and hover over the next section, and if I click to edit, you can see this posts and modules comes up. So now what we have on the right is an option to edit this. So it used to be as soon as you decided if you wanted a grid or a list, that was it. You had chosen and you either kept it or you deleted it. Now we can switch between the two. So right now it's a grid. I could toggle to a list if I wanted to. I'm going to stick with a grid. One thing I've noticed on a couple Substacks, including mine, is when you have a new section that you're putting in, if you don't have enough posts to fill the layout on the home page, it used to be that there would just be a white space, but now there's quite an obvious gray something's missing here. So that, I don't really care for that. I wish it wasn't like that, but it is what it is, and I will work with that. I'm going to leave this one as is. One thing that they have added is you can now use multiple sources. So I can add a couple things together here. So I could put in the Getting Started on Substack articles, and I could add in, say, my announcements, and this will start filling up this spot with more and more items. So instead of having to do grid, like in a list on this side, you can just add them all together. I'm actually not going to do that. I'm just going to do a grid, and I'm going to do my Getting Started. Okay, because this fills out perfectly with these two modules on the side. So speaking of the modules, you would just click the little plus button to add a module now, and now it is shrunk down to give you this view here. So I could click on recommendations, or I can edit. Oops, I don't want to edit my actual recommendations. I want to remove this and add a different one. So I can do contributors, newsletters, podcasts, top posts. So there's different options here. It's not giving me these two options because they're already here on the other side. So I'm just going to X that out so I don't have a module on that side, just this one. And I'm going to leave these two here. You can see I can click in and edit. Editing the publication is going to take me to my basic settings. That is going to let me change the title and subtitle. If I click into the, click back into that and go into important links, this will take me to my homepage links, and then I can edit what shows in this module. All right, so I'm going to leave this as is, and then you can see I have another posts and modules below. I could add modules to it. Right now it's just posts. I'm going to leave it. And then this is now called a feature. So it used to be when we added a block, we could do grid, list, or feature. Now the feature block is separate. So in here is my feature block. Layout is focused left and then list. I can do several different options here, which is really cool. This is new. Changing how I want it to look, which is actually really cool. So this is kind of like a magazine layout. This is new, and so is this. I like it. So I think I might actually go with this one. See how that looks. And tag, interviews and lives. Let's see what this does. So we can put in a custom title now for this. I did play around with this yesterday when it was very first updated, but not as in-depth as I'm doing now. So I can put in a custom title for this specific feature, which is really cool. All right, we're gonna save that. And moving down, I have another posts and modules block with my tutorials that I'm going to leave as is. And then below that, I have the option for a footer. So right now I have a 2-column footer. You can do none, you can center, and you can also do a 3-column. I like the 2-column look for what I currently have. Again, I can use a different color, and I can change this one to match the header. And let's save that and see if it'll change the text. So now I have my publication banner option. The word mark. So I'm going to leave that hidden, and because it's right here anyway. And then I have the ability to put in my social media links here. And I might have to change my feature color because this is kind of blending in. YouTube and LinkedIn is great. We're going to save that. Okay, and that is the basics of this. Now, another thing you can do is you can now click into your welcome page instead of the home page. That will pull this up, and then again, I can use a different custom color if I want to. I think it will clash with this, so I'm just going to leave it white, and we're going to leave that alone. Posts is where you will now find, so this is under content on the left. This is where you'll find the typography for the body of your post. So headings are now on the home page, and body fonts are on the posts page. And then this is also where you'll find your link style colored or underlined. Podcasts, you have a few options here, and how you want it to look. So we're just going to leave that as is, and we'll leave it as a list. And then the same with your sections. If you have sections in your Substack, you can edit them here. So I'm previewing the Build Your Substack course, and this is how it looks right now. And I'm definitely going to leave it like that. And then here's my guide at the top with all of the lessons below. Okay, so what happens if you have just turned on your custom body layout and all you have is this section with nothing below and nothing over here? So you can at any time just hover between two blocks or underneath your last block and do this click to add block. So if I scroll down, my tutorials, and then just below it is click to add block, and then here is where I can choose what I'm going to add here: posted modules, feature block, or a subscribe block. So I can click on, say, another posts and modules, and then from there I can choose the layout, and I can choose what that's coming from, and I can also again use the title override. So I'm just going to cancel that, but it's pretty straightforward. Once you have enough posts that you can add another block, it will show up for you. Okay, so that's it for the new layout, and it's pretty straightforward. You can see how it turns out by looking at your actual site and scrolling through it. It's looking pretty good in my opinion. I like the new flexibility and the header and footer options. I think I will change my accent color if I'm going to do this blue banner to be gold, like this one, possibly. We'll see. But that's pretty much it. It's a lot more website looking as far as the editor goes, which I like. So let me know what you think. Do you like the new layout? Is it way too confusing? And do you need any more help with layouts on Substack? Bye for now.